Okay, so now that you've been told that you cannot eat gluten, the common thing is to have a lot of feelings about what you're lacking and what you're missing. A lot of people will say, and I even felt at the beginning too, about bread. I can never eat bread again. I miss bread so much. I just want my regular pasta. I just want my pizza. I want my bagels, donuts. I mean, all of the things that are normally associated with flour products, things that have gluten, basically, right? And I just want to say, Warren, I totally hear you, okay? That when you first have to think about gluten, where does it live? Okay, now what do I do? One of the most normal things to have is a feeling that almost like you've been punished or something. And this time is normal, it's human, and you can get through this. But I'm going to say right now that you also need to have this time to have a feeling that you are lacking, and you are. But it's only lacking in what you've been originally taught how to eat. And I will tell you where I am now, I absolutely do not have any feelings of lack. If anything, I feel like there's so much that I can try. There's so much possibility of so many different kinds of foods that I've never even tried still, even after 6 years. So I want to tell you that you're going to be totally fine and that this period of time for you is normal. But as soon as you can work through that feeling, as soon as you can get to, okay, I'm not going to eat gluten products, things with gluten in anymore because it's so much better for me. In fact, I have a whole nother video on when you have these feelings, to write about them, to work through it so that you know why you're not eating gluten. Because if you remember why, then you won't miss it. I always talk about, having the feelings of missing gluten, like wanting to hit myself on my knee with a hammer. Because it was extremely damaging to me. And I use examples in my mind to remind myself. I mean, it's a lot like giving up things that in the past we thought were good for us. So anyway, this video is about moving on beyond that. The best 3 tips I can give you about missing your favorite gluten things, like bread or pizza, donuts, that kind of thing, the best 3 tips I can give you are these. 1, journal about it, write about it, get it out. Whether you need to talk about it with other people, you need to get those feelings out. Using your family to have them support you in this. And if they're not, then you've got to find other people who support you in this, because it's not easy at first. It's a simple process, but you've got to have the tools set up around you so that you can accomplish this, and you'll be very successful. There is no reason why you cannot go through life without gluten. I will tell you from exact me experience saying you don't need gluten. You don't need all the things that you used to eat. In fact, you won't miss them, and you will feel so much better. Number 2 is join communities like mine, like celiac groups, like gluten-free groups, and adopt the people around those areas, to talk about what you're going through. And you will find that almost all of us have very similar experiences, even though we have different symptoms sometimes, but the support of the people will be so important. Okay, and the last major tip is this, which is while you're eating the new foods that you're finding, and those that don't have gluten, and they are new kinds of bread, new kinds of pasta, while you're eating it, while you're buying it, say to yourself, this food is so much better for me The taste differential is just me getting accustomed to a difference. It's just different. There are so many different kinds of grains in the world that the United States, for example, has never even really tried much of. We need to have diversity in our grains too. So let's try different things that don't have gluten. And so those 3 tips are my best as far as how to get over and get through this period of time where you're feeling a lack and you're feeling like you're missing out, because you're not. You're actually missing out on pain, suffering, and sickness. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be just fine. Put comments in the video below in YouTube and let's talk about it, because this is a really huge time where we are having an explosion of truth in foods and learning about what's good for us and what's not. So let's help each other, support each other, and we'll move through this where we will come out of this really strong. And you are getting to be the gluten queen yourself. So I am very proud of you. You're doing awesome. And I love you and I hope you have an amazing day.